Right now at noon, fire crews respond to a duplex fire in Joplin's Murfreesburg district.
We've got ourselves a bit of a warmer day today compared to yesterday, and the warming trend will continue. Take a look at that forecast coming up.
And the FBI leads an international sting to take down one of the world's biggest criminal marketplaces.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
An overnight fire sends a Joplin resident to the hospital. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Topping our first 7 minutes, the Joplin Fire Marshal is investigating what started a second-floor duplex fire early this morning. Joplin Fire, Joplin Police, and Met's ambulance responded to heavy smoke coming from the apartment on the West Alley on the 100 block of South Pearl. Now, according to the battalion chief, a resident of the upstairs apartment was taken to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. No one was living in the lower unit, and we're told all pets made it out of the structure safely. Stormy weather in the Midwest has finally quieted down today after another round of deadly tornadoes. Twister touched down in Louisville last night, causing significant damage and possibly 1 death. This follows a massive tornado that's blamed for at least 5 deaths in southeastern Missouri. Adriana Diaz is on the scene in the town of Glen Allen, about 100 miles south of St. Louis.
I heard the roar coming through.
Around 3:30 Wednesday morning, a massive tornado packing winds as high as 130 miles per hour carved straight through Glen Allen in rural southeastern Missouri.
It was breathtaking. I don't even know. It's just the mess that there is, the trees that are down.
At least 5 people were killed.
You hear a bunch of wind, just like a train coming.
Keith and Shannon Lincoln were home when the twister hit.
I had a carport back up in here.
It's gone, and then our detached garage, which I think it took the most damage.
They rode out the storm in their bathroom, where they prayed they'd be spared.
I can say we're well blessed. We got very lucky.
Lucky they survived when others didn't.
We lost some good neighbors down the road and the whole family.
This deadly storm came just a few days after dozens of twisters upended communities from Iowa to Delaware, killing at least 33 people. Louisville, Kentucky is the latest scene of devastation. Yesterday, an EF1 tornado tore through, ripping the roof off this apartment complex.
Look at that rock. Oh my God.
It's just one of dozens of twisters that have struck the South and Midwest over the last 2 weeks, leaving debris and devastation in their wake.
There she is.
Over the past 2 weeks, more than 60 people have died in tornadoes in the U.S., nearly 3 times as many as all of last year.
I've seen some pretty bad storms, but no, nothing like this.
Residents here tell us they're used to tornado warnings in this part of the country, but this town usually gets spared. Not this time. The governor said it's going to take months to clean up. He also spoke with the president, who offered support and aid. Adriana Diaz, CBS News, Glen Allen, Missouri.
Well, I heard someone say the other day that summer and winter are fighting for custody over the 4 states. But what about spring? Chris Warner joins us with a first look at the forecast.
Yeah, we just haven't really been able to settle into spring-like temperatures really for more than a day or two before we go either between, like you said, some winter-like temperatures or summer-like temperatures. Unfortunately, that trend is going to continue. Right now, though, we got mostly clear skies in Joplin from 7th and Range Line. Looking pretty good from 20th and Range Line. The MoDOT camera there, traffic is moving. As we've said before, that's always a good sign. And as we take a look at the KDOT camera from 69 and 400 just south of Pittsburgh, looking good. Looks like everybody is heading west. Must be heading out for lunch. Must be something good to eat out west. This is kind of an interesting thing to look at. The almanac for yesterday. We didn't start the day really at 39, and our high technically was 75. I've talked about this before where we'll hit an early morning high and then temperatures drop. So 75 is what we hit early in the morning before that cold front came through. And 39 is where we kind of started the day, and it didn't really warm up much from there. We've got 50 in Fort Scott, Pittsburgh, 54 Parsons, 53 Chitopa, 54 Miami, 51 Neosho, and some 50s Carthage, Lamar, and Nevada. As we go through the rest of today, we're still going to see a few more clouds out there, but not too bad. We're obviously a bit warmer. We're going to continue to warm through today. We're watching a slight chance of some thunderstorms on Sunday we'll talk about, and these temperatures will continue to warm as we head into next week. We'll tell you what we mean about summer and winter battling over the 4 states. We'll take a look at that forecast and the Easter forecast here in just a few more minutes. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Chris. The Tennessee House of Representatives votes today on whether to expel 3 Democratic lawmakers for their role in a gun control protest. Representatives Gloria Johnson, Justin Jones, and Justin Pearson led chants with a bullhorn from the House floor with gun control protesters in the gallery at the state capitol last week. It came just days after a deadly school shooting in Nashville. Now, resolutions have been filed in the Republican-led House against the lawmakers, stating Democratic lawmakers participated in disorderly behavior to bring disorder and dishonor to the House of Representatives. If the lawmakers are expelled, more than 200,000 people in Tennessee will lose their representative. Former Vice President Mike Pence now says he will testify to a D.C. grand jury about former President Trump's actions surrounding January 6th. The grand jury is connected to a special counsel investigation related to Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Well, an international sting led by the FBI takes down one of the world's biggest online criminal marketplaces. Police arrested more than 100 alleged fraudsters here in the U.S. and across the globe. Tina Kraus has the latest.
Police launched raids around the world to nab suspected cyber criminals operating on a sophisticated darknet site known as Genesis Market.
For too long, criminals have stolen credentials from innocent members of the public.
Authorities say the site had 80 million sets of digital fingerprints for sale, letting fraudsters pay less than $1 to access passwords for Facebook, PayPal, Amazon, and eBay, allowing them to log into bank and shopping accounts. Anyone searching the site now will know it's been seized in a crackdown dubbed Operation Cookie Monster, referencing computer cookies Genesis was selling to help criminals impersonate genuine users.
We now want criminals to be afraid that we have their credentials, and they should be. And people today are getting a knock on their door very early in the morning.
Police arrested nearly 120 alleged scammers, some of them in the U.S., and investigations are ongoing. To avoid becoming a victim of fraud, experts suggest taking software updates on your phones and computers, choosing strong passwords, and where possible, using two-factor authentication, a security system that sends a text message with a one-time code before you can log in. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
U.S. Treasury officials believe the Genesis Market site was operated out of Russia. The FBI says losses for victims stretch in the tens of millions of dollars. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at Noon, country music star Kane Brown trades in his mic for firefighting gear in his acting debut for a hit CBS TV series. And later, we're making lemon poppy seed bread in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Hot on the heels of hosting last Sunday night's CMT Awards, multi-platinum entertainer Kane Brown will be lighting up the screen this Friday night when he makes his acting debut on the hit drama Fire Country. It's an opportunity the country superstar is truly stoked about.
Hey Fire Country fans, Max Chariot here with Kane Brown, country music superstar. Is it star or superstar?
I've been trying to get into acting for a little bit, and they've been trying to figure out a role for me to play, and then they came up with Robin.
We need more hands.
I can lend one. It's the perfect role. I loved doing it the first time. He's by himself, a loner, but he's a good guy, even though he does bad things.
You know, help those kids.
Yeah, it's kind of the gig.
I couldn't imagine like a better experience. Kane is such a pro, shows up, like knows his stuff, and it's really like we just have another actor here. Kane is that guy. He can actually act and sing, and he's really handsome.
That's so nice.
It feels like couples therapy right now, but we're off to a good start.
Sometimes when you're on set and you have the stunt casting and Kane Brown is there having his premiere on television, you're just like, just break into a little song.
And I think the hardest part of it was when there was a lot of moving pieces. I was like, I don't know if I could do this all week, especially the weather. I was cold. I was so cold. Every time I got a cut, they knew where to find me because I was over the heater. It's time for Robin to fly.
You heading home?
Rose's my home now. It's such a cool show. Hopefully this leads to more opportunities. We'll see. We'll see where it takes me.
Don't miss Kane Brown's acting debut on Fire Country this Friday at 8 o'clock right here on KOAM. Still to come on the KOAM News at Noon, Mr. Food.
As the weather starts to warm up and our taste buds start craving foods that are lighter and brighter, we've got just the thing to bring to the table.
And our temperatures here in the 4 states will begin warming up as well. We'll take a look at that warmer weather and how Easter Sunday's looking when we come back. All right, so you may remember this morning I said something about partly to mostly cloudy skies. And, well, if you take a look at our camera at 7th and range line, you're probably going, well, Chris, I don't see but a couple of clouds up there. What are you talking about, partly to mostly cloudy skies? Well, if we take a look off to the south, that's what we're talking about. It's just this camera happened to be looking at the good side of the sky where there are no clouds, but there are some out there. See, same with the MODOT camera at 20th and range line. The direction it's looking off to the northwest, looks like it's clear skies, but you turn around and look to the south, not so much. KDOT camera 69,400 just south of Pittsburgh, looking pretty good too. Remember earlier, everybody was heading west for lunch. So somebody tell me what is immediately west of that intersection that makes for a good lunch, because there was a line of cars turning to the west. We'll have to figure that out. We are not doing too bad though across the area. 51 in Joplin. No more wind chill, which is good. Northeast breeze at 10, which is good. Means it's actually a pretty pleasant day. Yesterday, even in the upper 40s, with a light breeze and plentiful sunshine, felt kind of nice actually, as long as there's not a hard wind blowing. 50, Fort Scott, Nevada, Lamar, Pittsburgh, Carthage. 51, Neosho, 54, Parsons, Chinook, 55 in Neodesha. And we're not significantly warmer compared to yesterday, but we are warmer, and we're going to continue to trend that way. We're about, 5, 10, upwards of 15 degrees warmer for some of us than where we were yesterday, because that cold front, aside from the severe weather, did exactly what a cold front is supposed to do. It's supposed to make it cold, and that's exactly what happened. As we go through the rest of the day, continuing with the on-again, off-again clouds, partly to mostly cloudy, looking at highs, still pushing the mid to upper 50s, and again, some of us may even make 60. However, we're all going to get cold again tonight, unfortunately. We got the mostly clear skies heading into the overnight, 42 by midnight, heading for a low right around 36 degrees. But as I mentioned, the warming trend will continue. Take a look at tomorrow. We start to head into the lower 60s, still a few clouds out there, but otherwise not a bad day overall. So this is a situation which is rare to us. I have a lot of time. There's a little clock, and I've got a lot more of it left, but unlike yesterday, there's not much to talk about today, tomorrow, the next day, or for the next several days. So we get through this a little quicker. Up to 63 tomorrow, 67 Saturday, 69 on Easter Sunday. We've had this up here looking at maybe an evening shower or two. If we saw any, it'd be after 5 p.m. So don't necessarily cancel your Easter Sunday plans. Just be aware there could be a couple of raindrops out there. Otherwise, not a bad day. Take a look at the overnight lows. Got a couple more chilly nights out there, but they'll start to creep up. Maybe a stray shower or two as we head into Monday. Temperatures now in the lower to mid 70s. You see Wednesday, something about Wednesday. There's always windy conditions on a Wednesday. I'm not sure what's going on, but temperatures continue to rise as we get closer to 80 degrees heading toward the end of next week. So we could see a pop-up storm or two Friday and into next Saturday. At this point, the one nice thing is we're not looking at any severe weather as we head into the end of next week. Of course, it's springtime. We'll keep an eye on the thunderstorm chances, but we are getting a little bit of a break from the stronger, severe storms across the area. And check out those temperatures. This is what we were talking about earlier. We get, maybe 3 days of actual normal spring-like temperatures before they start climbing right back again. So we go from that winter to summer to winter to summer, and it's still April.
I think I like everything I see on there except for next Wednesday where it says windy. I'm tired of the wind.
It is always windy on Wednesdays, too. If I were to go back into our archive and look at every weathercast from the last month, I'm going to tell you every Wednesday is going to be a windy day.
Well, it starts
I don't know
with
what's
W.
happening on Wednesdays, but something is going on.
That's kind of interesting. And we're going to be done with those 30s at night, too. That'll be nice.
Yeah, we'll get into the 50s overnight, which will be very pleasant.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris. Well, stick around. We're making lemon poppy seed bread after the break. Well, spring is here, and today Howard shows us a lighter, brighter bread recipe that you can add to your menu. We're making lemon poppy seed bread in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
As the weather starts to warm up and our taste buds start craving foods that are lighter and brighter, we've got just the thing to bring to the table. So, what do you say you put away that banana and pumpkin bread recipe and try this fresh tasting one for a change? It's bursting with lemon and poppy seeds, making it perfect from, well, right now, right through the end of the summer. In a large bowl, we beat together some butter, applesauce, and a bit of egg substitute until it's smooth. Now we're going to add some flour that we mix with a bit of baking powder and salt. After that's combined, we add milk, lemon zest, and a teaspoon of poppy seeds. Once the batter is smooth, we spoon it into a loaf pan and place it in the oven for about 45 minutes or until it passes the toothpick test. While it cools, we'll make a 2-ingredient glaze to pour over it. And whether you're looking for something to serve after dinner or you need something special to add to your Easter dessert buffet, this loaf is a real pleaser. To get the recipe for our lemon poppy seed bread, just visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with Kelly, where today we found a lighter and brighter way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Light.
Well, you can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4-state market prices.
All right, we've got a slightly warmer day today as we head for highs near 60, slightly above 60 tomorrow, closing in on 70 by Easter, and then we climb into the lower to mid and even upper 70s as we kick off the next work week. So this cold spell, just a couple more days to go, and it's going to warm right back up again.
The bunny on the graphics seemed very happy with Sunday's forecast.
Yes.
He's very excited
about that
forecast.
Very happy bunny. Yes. Looking forward to that. What do we have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, a lot at 5. For starters, if you're having trouble sleeping, a new study shows you might have an increased risk of stroke. In Health Watch, a new study looking at the sleep habits of nearly 4,500 people. Plus, some Southwest Missouri residents voiced concern over sludge on their property and in the waterways. And Parsons, Kansas business receives the Environmental Protection Agency Prevention Award. Find out how the company is saving water and saving funds. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
All right. Thank you, Dal. Thank you for joining us for KOAM News at Noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.